I won't deny there's a little nervous, tingly sensation because I'm even delving back into this territory, but I can't help it. One of the few channels I watch that some people might consider to be drama is PBRs, and then I saw how the whole fuck, man, why do I watch this slice of the internet? Why do I bother questioning it? Sometimes I'll go back and watch that Triple T channel to see the collaboration and attempt of bringing up independent artists, and that's something that I really respect, even if it's not really my niche of music. But then when I start to hear something that kind of shadows over the intentions of the show, which is showing a spotlight on independent artists struggling to be known, and it's more drama. It's depressing to hear, but it becomes that train wreck, and I go and I watch it, and I saw like Adam Calhoun's whole what people have been calling a meltdown, and I don't agree that now he is the villain. Matter of fact, I think Ryan Upchurch is the villain, and he is manipulative, and he does weaponize his audience time and time again. So I'm sure there's some of you that know where this is from, may not know where it's from. This was the opening to PBRs. I was not around for this last night, but this should catch some people up. I mean, I think some honest, good people in whatever squad they're in should want accountability. We are American citizens in a very trying time where we need accountability of the highest form. So even if you like somebody, you have to demand, that the truth is shown, and that the people that lay the claims out are asked the tough questions. And I think a lot of this stuff through the test of time is shown to be bullshit. And there's people that still like. One example, not to put his name in here for any purpose of drama, I think J Rod on Point was somebody that used to encourage me to stay on the whole Rodney case, and I feel so terrible for that family. And the fact that our Upchurch is still going on about it, it makes me feel even worse. I hope the courts and justice does its thing, because imagine if it was your family member, your daughter, that, you know, didn't make it, and then now there's a whole career of how she didn't survive, not celebrating her life. There's a whole career of people speculating on how she didn't exist and how it's all some sort of psyop, and that's sick. And me, as a small channel, I wanted to stay out of it, and I just jab here and there, but you got to stand up and say what you believe before you expire in your own in the world. In the short time we have, you have to say and speak on your convictions. So this is a refresher on why to me Ryan Upchurch is a villain.
Their true crime channel. You couldn't investigate the gate of an investor's house. You are like those dumbass puppies, the ones that run around with their tongue hanging out of their mouth cross-eyed. Government is watching this right now, and they're probably scared. And y'all's conspiracy theories. It needs people who, aren't stupid. Because
somebody put that on a tombstone. Put it on my tombstone. You couldn't investigate the gate of an investor's house. That was such a raw, fresh rhyme, making me think in 4D chess.
Because misleading information is what is letting these people get away. And the fact of the matter is,
that also seems to be what empowers you, dear Upchurch. Misinformation, people planting shit in your head when you were maybe on Adderall or not. And like the whole Calhoun thing, apparently, allegedly, it was Kurt that told you that there was diss tracks, and you steamed forward and went with the narrative and made a huge beef. And I think you do recognize what you're doing because it gets you views before you go on tours and albums. And so maybe this is all just, to you, some sort of 3D chess, and that you're ahead of the curve. But you're making enemies, man, and yeah, I'm not sad for you. You're making enemies and you're pissing people off, and maybe your fan base that's been with you, that will ride or die till the end, they won't say nothing because they don't want to admit to themselves they've been on the wrong side, or that you're wrong because you're their savior, and that's a very dangerous complex. But I mean, it's high time. It's gone on too long. Look in the mirror and speak to your own hearts. can you stand by everything this man has said and done?
GoFundMe is a fucked up business to individuals who use it like fucked up people. Of course, GoFundMe is used for good reasons. You know, somebody in the neighborhood, their house burns down and they can't afford it and they need a little bit of help getting back on their feet, whatever. That's fine. But do you realize that you can be a millionaire on GoFundMe by catfishing people with internet deaths? And also, sometimes when you
Sounds like a very elaborate, stupid way to get yourself arrested.
question something and there is no answer, the answer is there's no answer. There is a line. And if you cross it, I'm illegally allowed to fuck your entire life up. And
you weaponize your audience that it says on YouTube over 3 million, but I've only seen the same names over and over again and the same channels over and over again, some at the expense of their own family lives. Just go down the literal tubes to sacrifice for YouTube clout and clicks. And this is what they've become. Lost almost everything in their real lives, but hey, at least they're able to do 14-hour streams. Same faces, same people, same chat.
You're about to see a video of a page that's owned by a woman, and I'm about to legally fuck her entire life up. And she is going to be a prime example on this channel on if you cross this line, I will legally fuck your life up. Dude. Y'all some sick.
So, all right, that's painting a little picture. If the picture wasn't already in your head, that's Aked Male. Now I'm going to rush to Calhoun from my perspective, watching everything until he blew up on the rundown or whatever it is. He was also gaslighted and poked about by the crack squad. I'm not afraid to say it for what it is. And one night with the opportunity presenting itself, he got to say things because the whole game of the internet is when you're being trolled, you can't put your hand on something tangible, and that's frustrating in and of itself. People that are used to handling it in the real world, it's frustrating. It is gaslighting because you get anger building up, and since he chased Ryan down trying to, salvage the friendship, which we all have forgotten how he went about that, dropped that golden chain off, which was for his unborn child. He whittled it. He did some inscriptions for Ryan and his family, and then Ryan went live to pretend, what am I supposed to do with this? And then he didn't give any context. That's another example of lying for the sake of painting a narrative that just ain't there. So he is manipulating people, man. So this is the first time I saw like 30 seconds of this video, and I wanted to react to it here and now because I understand he really went off on Kurt. I don't dislike or hate Kurt. I don't think we got along or got off on the right foot. But I understand Calhoun's frustration because he's not used to the internet troll world. It's just not his thing. So maybe the internet's not right for Mr. Calhoun. The promoting aspect should maybe be left to others. Getting on a YouTube channel that's so close to the trollverse might be dangerous for his career. But so I'm sure many of you have seen his so-called meltdown, which Triple T cleverly put into a separate recap clip for maximizing views and monetization. Very clever. And that's the name of the game. Let's see what he has to say, since Ryan made a whole video after 3 months or 4 months of not speaking man to man. Let me see what he finally says.
Ryan Upchurch. Pathetic. How crazy is it that a grown man has to get on the internet to talk to another grown man over some bullshit that we could just handle offline, whether it be physical or just talking and just move on? But that's not what you do. You're a master manipulator. You gaslight a certain part of your audience that has turned into like a cult, and they just believe anything you say because you said it. But this is your life. This is where you live. is
That's the problem. If the shoe fits and you're wearing it and you know it, and him saying that out loud hits you in a certain spot that made you feel a little sour, really do some reflecting. Okay, I don't understand other channels like, namely, Gotcha Man, who, people bitch so much about flip flopping. I celebrate people changing their mind, but he built his whole channel off of critiquing Upchurch, rightfully so. And then I don't know what bribery or whatever, Cash App or a guitar or a microphone led to him dedicating his entire life to going after Upchurch's enemies and not making content that is negative on Upchurch. But that was one hell of a flip flop. It reminds me of the mainstream media, how they slowly, tell the truth and then change the story or manipulate us. I guess not trying to shade anyone here. I'm just sharing my observation as being on this slice of YouTube.
On the internet, you only pick fights on the internet, and you do it behind your gates with your guarded security. So here I am on the internet. So for everyone that was in the live feed the other day and I lost my shit, that's because you, Ryan, and all your little minions that you get, you put something in their head. You said that I made diss tracks about you that I never made. You started a fight, and now you're the victim and I'm the crazy one. This is what you have done to so many people. You just steamroll them with your fucking...
Make note of how many more people are starting to speak up on how Ryan has tried to destroy them, but we've all seen it through the perspective of Ryan Upchurch himself, going after Chase Matthews, that whole PDF by association, which is funny because that's kind of technically applicable to Mr. Upchurch himself via the Adventures with Purpose. Now, are we going to cancel Ryan and make all these channels and slanderous accusations because he was affiliated with the PDF? Consistency, it has to go both ways. Double standards don't work unless you admit to yourself that you have a certain, a bias. You have to admit your own bias. But people don't like to do that because it will discredit a lot of the things that you say in the future.
Little fucking cult crazy people who just go from page to page and leave all these comments and shit, and then we never hear about them again. You have tried to destroy so many people's careers, lives, families. Yes, families. That grieving family of Kylie Rodney, a dead kid. You still are making videos about this shit. And then Ryan makes a video this morning or whatever the fuck it was,
which makes me call into question the whole court thing and how much I thought I don't know shit. I just know what's said around the YouTube streets where I'm wasting my own life away. But I thought he wasn't really supposed to speak on it too much. But I guess he just don't give a shit. I guess he don't give a shit, or he's that ignorant, or God knows what, really. But my God, man, look into your heart, Mr. Upchurch, Ryan Upchurch. Stop talking about a child that is not here for the family to relive every time. I can't imagine being in 2024 trying to avoid the internet. You've ruined and destroyed a family time and time again. You made enemies out of people that didn't agree with you, and I was once a pawn. And seeing hundreds and hundreds of pawn people in my chat was so intoxicating, but I couldn't keep it up. I was a villain for 4 months. After that, I couldn't live with myself or look in the mirror. And people came after me, rightfully so, to call me out. I think the more channels that call you out, the better for you as a human being, because you're too used to yes men. You're too used to people nodding in the background, patting you on the back, waiting for you to give them something for being such a good boy. I'd like to see you apologize to somebody once in your life too.
And he's talking about, oh man, when you're at Taylorville, people are gonna boo. You're gaslighting your audience, people are gonna boo you. You might start a riot.
I saw that. Why the hell? What the hell? Can we see that with your own eyes? With our own eyes? I'm not subscribed to the channel, but I went there. I saw him. He is literally trying to plant into the entirety of their fan base. I guess Ryan is claiming them all as his own and saying you can get booed off and there's going to be fights and riots. And, even if the thought wasn't there, it sure as hell is now. And with you being there, almighty golden child of the YouTube internet lands, they're going to want to look good in your eyes and in your face while you get to discredit them from your narrative on your YouTube mic. I see why Adam is so pissed. And he tried to do all of this offline. He tried to reach out as a friend honorably. And now you saw one slip up, we'll call it, where he let his emotions get ahead of him. He lost that poise. And after all the months he tried to chase you down to salvage a friendship, now you pop up and talk his name and you're making him a villain. That's pathetic. That's pathetic. Almost as pathetic as reacting to this kind of shit.
And I'm not saying I can't help you. Bitch, I don't need your help. You didn't make me. God made me. And I was already viral all over the place with millions and millions of views before I ever fucking met you. And I always give you credit for Die Tonight and for getting me back into music. And that stops. That's it. That's where, as far as it goes. So let's see what this dipshit is talking about today.
Oh, I didn't know he would actually play it on his. Okay, cool.
You goddamn, you fucked up this time, didn't you?
Okay. So Ryan has like 12.
And that's what he's been waiting on. He didn't pay attention. He pretended like Adam wasn't reaching out, making videos, trying to speak Ryanese by making a video, meanwhile trying to knock on his door, get to his people, call his phone because they were such good and close friends. But now all of a sudden, oh, look, somebody told me that you lost your shit. Let me pop up online and talk your name all throughout the video. That really shows the contents of your character.
Different personalities, but today we get to see wannabe adult Ryan, not tweaked out of his fucking mind.
You're 50 fucking years old. It's 2 a.m.
This is pretty normal compared to what you do at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Well,
all right. Looks like he's shitting in his pants.
Oh God.
What do you think that is?
It's a light bulb, Ryan. But everyone in your comments is like, man, Ryan invented electricity.
It is that funny. I'm sorry. I don't think I've seen the entirety of the light bulb thing. It's already became such a huge joke on the internet, but seeing his hair all frazzled out, and that's what his squad was. Oh my God, he's such a magician, sorcerer. He's from the future. He's John Connor. He's Jesus. There's literally like 2-channel YouTuber people, I don't know, that think he's Jesus and have made content to that effect. Oh, yep. Thank you, Mr. Ryan Upchurch, for this too. Like, if it wasn't for your existence right now, I wouldn't have this lighting. I can feel your strength from here, man.
Like cheering you on. You're fucking crazy.
These grown-ass men, one's a war vet, and one thinks he's going to be the fucking president of the United States somehow when he can't because he has a felony. You stupid fuck.
Hey.
Is he going to say something about Trump right here?
Stupid fuck. You can be a president with a felony, but your fans believe everything you say. So let's go, Ryan. Keep preaching, brother.
And if you look in the annals of history, there is one president that ran his entire campaign from inside of a jail. Just saying.
5 gang stalking Upchurch fans because you're jealous that they got to come backstage and you didn't.
See, there you go, confusing people. The way you just said that made it sound like I was mad that I couldn't come backstage. I was the headliner the day after you, and I let all reactors come backstage, all artists come backstage, and all on the stage. Everyone can video whatever the fuck they want because it's good for the genre. I'm not going to say all the bullshit you pulled, but you mostly stayed on your bus like you're a bitch. Fuck you. Fuck Ryan Upchurch. Fuck Creek Squad.
Hell yeah, Adam.
Hold up. Why didn't you show him this part? Because it doesn't fit your narrative.
Where does this come from?
I said again, I'll say it again. If you represent Creek Squad, whatever the fuck that is, I want nothing to do with them. And if they're anything like you, they're all pieces of fucking shit. I like how you twist it and make it sound like I'm saying fuck a whole fan base. It's real simple. If you are a troll like Ryan and his little buddy, and that's the type of shit you're on, yeah, fuck you.
You're so business-minded.
Sitting back and poking the proverbial bear, just pissing off people from a safe distance. If that's what you're about, or gang stalking, or just all of the shit, like slandering people that are not here, that can't defend themselves, and doubling down and never apologizing. That's the base he was referring to. The ones that put the crack in the crack squad, okay? Not the entirety of Creek Squad. You still got good ones, man. They're hanging on there. I don't know how long with the shenanigans you pull, but there are some people that, and I get it, this is the perfect atmosphere for someone with your mind to thrive. We don't trust a damn thing right now, and I don't blame anybody for that. We don't trust our institutions and our government. So putting out insane theories right now, perfect. Chef's kiss time. Like, absolutely. You're gonna get some of those really try hard, die hard fans to love you forever because you're saying some spittle insanity that could never be true, but in their minds, like it's kind of covered in tinfoil and not like flesh and blood or something. It sounds perfect to them. So to the conspiracy base of your fan base, you are their savior.
Say fuck all the people that are going to be at this show. You trying to fuck the event up? Do you realize that business owners are going to be like, yeah, not that guy?
Planting the seeds. Trying to plant the seeds. Business owners. Uh-huh.
His music was already fucking horrible. Now he's doing this shit, inciting violence before he gets there.
I thought Ryan was the guy that was like, yo, man, you should keep doing this, and you're writing good. And so let's just, again, change the narrative. Ryan didn't ever think Adam Calhoun was talented, as he shows yesterday o'clock. How convenient.
They're picking fights with thousands of people being like, yo, fuck you, thousands of people.
Also, I've never said Creek Squad, Wreck, Holler Boy, or Skin in my life. That's not my shit. That's Ryan's. I also have never had any rappers or country rappers come up to me and say anything about Creek Squad. The only time I hear or see anything about Creek Squad is 1,000 or 2,000 people in comments. Like, that's all they do. They just like troll people on the internet. That's the only shit that I've ever heard or seen. So if you're from Creek Squad and that doesn't apply to you and you don't do that shit and you're just here for the music, much love. To not just you, to everyone that listens to our fucking music. Apparently Ryan thinks he's fucking Elvis or some shit. I don't.
You're the one on here telling everybody to S your D, Creek Squad.
I watched a movie last night with the guy who played Elvis, and I couldn't help, like, I wanted to just knock it out of my brain, but I couldn't help but think of Ryan's obsession with Elvis and comparing himself to Elvis. Damn it, Ryan and YouTube. Damn it.
It's my D. Dude, Creek Squad has kids in it.
Creek Squad has.
The Rodney family is minus one kid that you don't seem to have cared about, and now you're going to advocate for the children. I know you've really tried to stomp on that hill for your career, maybe to save face, but how dare you? You know, we see you.
Has kids in it. Yeah. And you're online still and in court talking about a dead kid. Girl, I'm not perfect. I am no angel. This is gay. If anyone's paying attention, it's the same thing over Ryan. He starts some shit, then some shit hits the fan, and he's like, whoa, I'm not doing anything. I don't understand why the fuck. That person's crazy. No, bitch, you're crazy. Look in the mirror. I will not. You started some dumb bullshit online. I will not let you just roll over me and run with any type of narrative that you want. And I'll do that for all the people that you trashed and have trashed online and try to ruin their lives and all that shit. Go ahead, bro. I'll burn all the fucking boats. I don't care. Set this bitch on fire. Send it. I've been saying send it from the beginning. Whatever you got on me, because I'm going to unload right back on you. Again, though, all this can be done if you were a man, but you're not. You're an internet kid.
All right. Well, whoa, YouTube ads. Take it easy there. That's kind of just what I wanted to watch for the first time. I don't give a shit about, because I know this channel was originally built from Ryan Upchurch's fucking shout out, and I cannot live in that shadow. So if you cannot deal with critiquing in an opinion that differs from yours, happily unsubscribe. My life will go on. I need to exist solely on this channel by speaking what I believe in my truth. I can't be indebted or field. I can't do content scared. I can't be afraid to displease anybody, because I'm going to speak what I believe, and I'm going to die on that hill, not the one that lasted for 4 months, maybe longer than that. But what a shift, what an experience. If there was a book on my life that I was ever going to write, it would be how I saw groupthink can go for you until it's very cult-like. It's the damn near closest thing I've been to experiencing a cult, and that's a part of my experience now. It's part of my tale, my story. That's why I'll get on here. This is why the channel is so mixed messaged, because I can't focus on one thing, because my life is a mixture of everything, and I speak on every damn experience because I have that freedom. And on that, Trump 2024, let me make that very clear. And Adam Calhoun, I've grown more respect for. I'm still struggling to like a medium of music or genre of music that I didn't grow up with. I grew up in New York. Hip hop was my way of life, but there's still some country songs I love, and I'll play, day in, day out. Trying to think of one. It's very cliche when I say it's about a dog. My little boy Blue. A letter to myself. I think that as Brad plays it. I mean, literally, I could go on a few fingers on my hand with country songs that I have memorized here. But this genre, this niche, and how everything has molded itself on YouTube, I cannot be just a silent party. And I want to add, and I'm not throwing shade, Cashville, you and I have spoken on panels. We get along. Same with Kurt and I in the recent history. So I'm not beefing with y'all, but I am curious, at least for Cashville's side. PBR goes on, and he talks about, how he has all these messages. Same with Gotcha Man. How he has all these messages and voice calls and videos, or whatever, not videos, that will show how just 100% anti-Creek Squad and Ryan Upchurch you guys were. And he withholds that. That reminds me of that sinking feeling I used to carry about I don't want to wake up and see how many people I lost in subscribers and I upset them all. How do you live with that weight? Unburden yourself. Like PBR just asked Cashville respectively, man. He said, just acknowledge, unless there was an NDA involved, just acknowledge, is what Ryan Upchurch said about you true, that you were a total piece of shit, you stole this, that, and the other, or is Ryan Upchurch the one that's manipulating and creating the narratives, man? Like, take that power back to yourself. Or are you just completely dependent on royalties? I'm not, man, I'm a little drop in the bucket here, okay? I'm nobody, I'm not challenging shit. I'm just saying, wouldn't that be such a liberation if you didn't have to live under somebody's thumb, just waiting for one night where PBR has just had it and just releases things that you, in your own voice with the number. I haven't seen Gotcha or Cashville say, hey, release it, Jack. They must really care about what they have to say, because I haven't seen them talk smack about Mr. PBR, somebody who I was trained and manipulated to hate when I called out Tony Dodge, American Dream Chaser, who is still ostracized completely. And I don't know how I feel about that, truly, anymore. I don't know how I feel about that. People with conspiracies can dog him all day, but where's the concrete facts and evidence? And I know there's 2 people right now that have unsubscribed because they only came here because I went after him. What a way to get attention and clout, being somebody's do boy. It's sad. So, all right, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. And I'm out with today. I got to go to work in like an hour and a half. Everybody take care. Be good to yourself. Good to see you, Trisha. Oh, yeah. Speaking of the guilty by association that Ryan Upchurch loved to do so damn much about Chase Matthews, because he had that one friend in his video, which I'm sure he had no insight as to what that man was or was doing on the side. Look at Mr. Beast right now. His own best friend is getting canceled, and Mr. Beast is probably going to be canceled by proxy because he has a childhood friend who's been grooming kids and just went through a kind of a phase from man to woman, and it's not the operation way. I don't even know what to frickin' call it. But Beast Boy, who was a big time Creek Squad rider dyer, right? He everybody in Creek Squad loved him. Then the allegations come out, and he's like a figment in a ghost, or they don't even acknowledge the wrong, and they pretend it's not there. It's essentially like a massive amount of people, let's say 1,000, plugging their ears going, nah, 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 I can't hear you. That's sad. That's culty. That's Crack Squad. Have a great day.